You think the story's gonna have a happy ending?
Happy endings are just stories that haven't finished yet.
As it turns out, Angelina was right. There's no happy ending, and the ugly fallout from the biggest bust-up in Hollywood history is only just beginning.
The most glamorous couple in Hollywood finished.
But there was a time, not so long ago, when Brad and Angelina seemed to be, at least in public, the world's most famously normal married couple.
Angie told me that shortly after you got married, she thought maybe she should be a more conventional wife and mother and thought about cooking.
This is what he said about cooking. No. He loves me because he's like, every 3 months I'll say, honey, I think I should learn how to cook. Don't I?
Yeah, I just humor it. But really, she has no business in the kitchen.
What's cooking good looking?
This interview with the Today Show in America 10 months ago is one of the rare times Brad and Angelina have spoken openly about their relationship, which dates back to 2004 when they met on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Well!
Two of the sexiest stars on Earth. 6 months after the movie was released, they were officially a couple, Brangelina. Hollywood hadn't seen anything like it for years. The press fed on their every word.
Yes, this is our honeymoon.
Their every move. Yet somehow they seem to be successfully balancing the pressures of celebrity.
Angelina was seen with her 2 sons.
A growing family, 6 children in all, and Angelina's passion for humanitarian causes.
Not a single family in this camp of 60,000 people has not suffered loss and trauma.
Angelina confessed that finding the right balance wasn't always easy.
Like everybody, we have our challenges, but we're fighting to make it great.
2 years ago, in a private ceremony, Brad and Angelina tied the knot.
You know, it's something we thought we'd do for the kids and the family, but I certainly walked away with it means something. It's not just a piece of paper. And I thought we were as deep as you can get with 6 kids, and it upped the ante.
In 2007, ovarian cancer claimed the life of Angelina's mother. Then last year, another health crisis for Angelina herself. A blood test revealed she was at serious risk of ovarian cancer. She chose to have her ovaries removed.
I was out in France and Angie called me, and I got straight on a plane to return. Seeing my wife have to be her strongest and knowing that it's the scariest of news is terribly moving.
It was the latest in a series of high-profile health scares. 3 years ago, Angelina controversially underwent a double mastectomy after discovering she carried the BRCA1 gene, increasing her chances of contracting breast cancer.
How did you see your role in all that?
Support whatever's got to be done to keep the family together and keep the family together as long as possible is going to be done. No question, it's a scary decision. There's many things that can go wrong and go many different directions, but it was really led by her dedication. This is what I got to do, and this is what I'm going to do.
Did you have an appreciation of the emotional part of it?
I just remember there was no vanity to my wife's approach. It was mature. There was an excitement to where this is our life and we're going to make the best of it. There was a strength in that. It's just another one of those things in life that makes you tighter. And she was doing it for her kids and she was doing it for her family. So we could be together was trumped everything and anything.
I think for as much as he speaks about my strength, I knew that he made it very, very clear to me that what he loved and what was a woman to him was somebody who was smart and capable and cared about her family, that it's not about your physical body. And so I knew through the surgeries that he was on my side and that this wasn't something where I was going to feel less of a woman because my husband wasn't going to let that happen.
Why do you think we failed? Because we were leading separate lives? Or was it all the lying that did us in?
I have a theory. Newly formed.
I'm breathless to hear it.
You killed us.
Provocative.
You approached our marriage like a job, something we recon, planned, and executed.
And you avoided it.
A decade after playing Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Brad and Angelina shared the screen again.
Enough! I'm your husband.
By the Sea is about a couple in the midst of a turbulent breakup.
This is a much different film than Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Little bit.
The last time you appeared.
Little bit. Little bit.
We were joking at one point. We were saying, like, oh, this is going to be compared to, this is the beginning, and then this is 10 years later. This is what, this is what 10 years of marriage will do to you.
You're jealous.
Here you have one of the most secure marriages in Hollywood, and this is about the two of you in a deeply troubled marriage. Was this a big risk on your part?
Well, I think, one, I'm counting on the audience to know that if it was close to us at all, we could never make this film.
Just what prompted the end of their celebrated marriage is now driving furious speculation.
Brad Pitt is reportedly under investigation for verbally abusing and getting physical with one of his kids on board a private jet. Published reports say he was also wasted.
I'm angry.
I'm angry too, baby.
Whatever the truth, it's a long way from the way they were.